companies. Whether they're moderate, right, left, burgle up to the surface. In the case of Twitter, it becomes like a righteous crusade, it's a leftist crusade, leftist, EOUS crusade. And then over on PayPal, apparently it's, moderate or left. And God, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. They're shooting themselves in the foot with that stuff. Bull versus bear ratio. I don't have it yet. The up-down volume indicator doesn't come through until the market opens, so we'll know at the market open in about 11 minutes. But yeah, let's go over to the market just for a second here. So we opened slightly lower on the market in pre-market on Sunday evening, and we just hung out there slightly lower than yesterday's close, than Friday's close. We just hung out there, but just a few minutes ago, as oil dropped, we had a breakout of that sort of long consolidation level on the market to the upside. So a little bit of a bullish breakout. So now we are actually indicating to open slightly above Friday's close. So it really doesn't mean anything, but that's just where we're going to open. But what could happen is we could rip through Friday's close down, rip through Friday's low, and that could put us into vulnerable territory where we might break 52-week all-year lows on the market. So that vulnerability is sitting right there for the taking. And whether that turns out to be a fake down or a breakdown, that'll remain to be seen. Wow, it's giving me a whole bunch of people to invite to join live. That's cool, but no thanks. And then, but on the flip side of things, it looks like we might fill up some of Friday's candles. So today could be a grind up, met with all kinds of retracement chop along the way. I don't think it's going to be a nice smooth ride, but we shall see. So if Friday was a bull trap, if Friday made Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday a bull trap, some kind of a unbridled rally today back up and over Friday's highs would make Friday a bear trap. So everybody's trapping each other, and could be if that happens. And so that's three ways the market could go. We have a very vulnerable downside right nearby. We have potential for a little bit of a grind up, retrace, chop day. And then the third potential option is that we just really rip up, and everyone will be unprepared for that, and few will make money, the rich few. But I would be prepared for that if you could be, by taking some position. For example, right now, if NASDAQ breaks below 11,050, you could exit, but you could be in along on a higher time frame, such as the 10-minute, 30-minute time frame for the day, in case that's a possibility. You don't want to get knocked out by a little minor movement ever, especially when trading the market. So that's the outlook today. The VIX got as high as 33.4 overnight, 33.4, and it's at 32.4 right now. So it's easing off the fear factor a little bit. We've got about 7 minutes until the market opens. As I said, oil, had a little bit of a violent move there about 30 minutes ago, but it's still sitting around 92.50 for those of you following oil. So that does mean that in about a week or two, you're going to see the price go up at the pumps as that lags behind. Again, yes, again, which is going to be interesting going into the midterm elections. All right, so with 7 minutes left, we're watching IMUX pre-market, IMUX. We're watching NURO, NURO, which is well below VWAP, but it had some good movement. We're watching PayPal with their go woke or go broke asinine policy leak that they were going to try and start in November, where they would fine everybody $2,500 if they do any kind of socially unacceptable posts. This is crazy, absolute crazy times. Whether or not that was going to go through, I don't want to have anything to do with PayPal anymore because they can even tolerate anyone in their organization trying to do something like that, drafting something like that. There's no way in hell I'm going to stay with PayPal now. I have around 15 plus accounts with multiple businesses, and I've already started migrating everything out of there, and Venmo, of course. So, and I'm not the only one doing so. It's definitely happening out there, and apparently they're not allowing you to close your account for 30 days. So you're really going to see the account closed numbers drop in about 30 plus days. And PayPal's next earnings and conference is on November 3rd. So, I'm sure they're going to have to fess up and say something about this, if not before then. And their numbers are going to be greatly affected. If you can get some kind of a short on there with the appropriate risk in case it doesn't work out, perhaps a stop at 96. Right now, PayPal's at 86.7. So a 96 stop would be about $10 of risk. So for a 2-to-1, you'd be looking for $20 of reward or a $66 downside. That would be just about breaking 52-week lows, and could go lower than that over the next few months. Could be a nice short to hang on to. All right, we've got about 3.5 minutes until the market opens. Yep. And we've got no particular movement on IMUX or NURO or Crown Electrokinetics, CRKN. SOBR are ones that we're watching. All right. And we've got about 2 minutes now. Is that right? 3 minutes, 2 minutes now before they open. And let's see what happens. I'm curious. I think we rip down more because that vulnerability, that's not going to come, often. So I think, market makers are going to take advantage of that. So I think we're going to pop at the open up, and then we're going to break lows and rip people's hearts out and go red, bleed, destroy, and then maybe just rip all the way up green on the last half of the day. I don't know. It's just, I definitely think that this is a day where just mopping up dumb money is going to be the big play of the day, with tons of chop and reversal and fake outs and fake downs, and just rife for the taking. If I'm wrong, great. Nice and easy day would be wonderful. But the potential is there. No, market makers wouldn't wait for CPI to rip it up. Nope. No, it's vulnerable. It's there for the taking. They can slow down on Tuesday and Wednesday, because those numbers aren't going to come out till late in the day Wednesday. They got plenty of time today and tomorrow to destroy and conquer. We're coming back to a potential retest on that up biased, bullish biased trade on the market at 11.100. 11.100. Yeah, I didn't mention it, but by the way, yeah, we have the Fed talking this week, and we've got inflation numbers this week, and we've got PPI numbers this week, producers inflation numbers as well. And then on Friday, we've got some consumer sentiment and sales information. So it's a big week, and then we're kicking off earnings season this week as well. So next week, it'll start to ramp up even more. This market's going to get dialed in pretty fast in the next 3 weeks. The dollar being in cash is the way to go right now. And by the way, it's up over highs on Friday. All right. Market opening in about 30 seconds. Target on PayPal, I would just use pivot point path. Just watch pivot points. Another thing you can do if you don't know what that means is just stay in under VWAP. All right, watching the market at the open here. It is starting to slide already, which makes me think that upside could be the way that it eventually goes here. Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, the market's found a little bit of support. SOBR with the pre-market breakout. There we are at 345 SOBR. So a very wide stop. You'd have to get about 75 cents of stop at 285 of risk. Market down, up, down. Not decisive yet. Joe, that could be the case. Yeah. Oh, we're breaking to the downside on the market right now. We just talked about it, my tricks. We just talked about the whole thing. The market with pretty strong drop there. SOBR sitting at about 3.45. PayPal hitting 86.5. PayPal dumping. Very nice. I don't necessarily trade on the 15-second time frame, but I like to watch on the 15-second time frame. I like to see what's going on. I don't trade on the 15-second time frame. Pivot points, roughly, depending on the time frame you're using, are roughly the same no matter what time frame you use. roughly, I say, because you can end up finding, it's fractal kind of in nature. So, you can end up finding different structures depending on the time frame you're using. But certainly at the open here, I like to watch. I like to see things moving around. The best time frame to day trade on is probably the 2-minute, and then the best time frame to index trade on is intraday to index day trade is probably the 5-minute. All right, the market is all the way back down to pre-market's VWAP. That's not showing up correctly here because this is QQQ and doesn't include last night's trading as well. That's why you got to go to futures. And there you go. We see we're bouncing off of VWAP right now. SOBR hit 361. It's hanging out around 350 now. Acting like potentially that was a bit of a fake out. Going to need to see a higher low in the next maybe 10 minutes on SOBR if it's going to shape up. PayPal's at 86.7. Looks like it's bleeding out. And the market making a new low now. Yeah, I think this vulnerability down here is just too tasty, too ripe for the taking. And this drop on the market is beautiful for a PayPal short. So hallelujah to those who went short on PayPal. That is exactly the kind of assist you're looking for. What do I think Tilray will do? Nothing, man. Just liquidate that money and just trade something else. Yeah. I think that money's just going to sit and deteriorate. Sort of like weed. Yeah. Yeah. Awful patterns. Great for shorts. Yep. PayPal hitting 85.7 now. Let's go PayPal. Let's go. Let's go PayPal. Like, let's go, Brandon. I've got 2 words for you this morning. Let's go PayPal. Oh, are you Platt, Joe? Are you Platt, Joe? Are you Platt? Because you asked the same question in the group as you asked in here, I think. I thought I answered your question, Joe. Maybe you weren't listening. The market making more lows. You're not Platt. Okay. What's your username in the group? You have Schmo, right? Yeah, never mind. Just the same thing happened, yeah. This market is finding a bit of a double bottom right now. There's a little reversal pattern for you. So that's the bottom for the next maybe 20 or 30 minutes, likely. Oil has zoomed all the way up to 93.5. That could be part of what's dropping everything. And the VIX has gone from that open of 32.35 to almost 33 now. All right, back to the momentum stocks here. SOBR, SOBR, hanging out around 366. Excellent. Your entry was 345, 350 area, or earlier if you were on it, and it hit 373. So looking good. SOBR, SOBR. Oh, you're in the Zoom. Oh, here I am talking to you. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, good. I can just coach you live then. Okay, so looking at PayPal here, Chris, and others who are short on it, it is coming up on a pivot break, potentially reversal, if it can get up and over that point right there. So do you see that? That's what we're looking at, down, up, down, up, but didn't break that point. So we're still in the lower high sentiment. And that doesn't break until that breaks. But what we do is we give it a good 20 seconds and a 20 cents of buffer. Actually break it sometimes. So, it definitely can be dicey sometimes, and that's okay. You've got to be willing to accept that sometimes it's dicey, because that will lead to the other times in where you were able to stay in when it got a little dicey, and that's okay. It's not going to be roughly around 87. That is correct. It's not going to be always the same on every single play. but you can kind of read it. You want to really babysit and watch when it starts to get to that dicey spot. You don't just want to go like, oh, it broke it, boom, boom, I'm out. You kind of want to watch the price action. Does it whip, fill a bunch of orders, and reverse right back? I mean, give it 20 seconds. It's worth the extra $50 or whatever it is, depending on your position size. Because in these scenarios, the sentiment typically just doesn't change like that. It's already quite bearish of a stock. The market's bearish. That's bearish news. Got to give it a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. If it wasn't, then you could probably just take it off on this double low retest here. But these are big candles. And it was very slow to pull back and strong to push down. So I think we're going down a smidge more, and we're going to hold VWAP underside. But keep packing. Where are you going? I forget where. You tell me every time, and I forget where you live. I think maybe it was Virginia. Is there a North and South Virginia? I don't even know. Charlotte. What is that? South Carolina, right on the border. I remember you told me that. Now it's starting to come together. Vegas. He says he lives in Vegas. Oh, no. He's going to Vegas. All right. So, yeah, PayPal suffering. There we go. And then let's pull back out and let's look at SOBR. Oh. So on SOBR, we do not have a higher pivot than 335 yet. So, do you guys see that? Like, in other words, we've got this and this and this and this and this and this. But what you probably don't know is that this is bullshit. Let's see. Okay. This is bullshit. It doesn't count yet because it did make a higher high. Higher lows do not exist until a higher high happens, and conversely. So the current low pivot is 333 roughly around there. So you're still in this trade on SOBR until it breaks 333. And we are actually going to talk about that in class on Thursday night. If you can tune in and make it, we are going to talk about advanced pivot point technique. This is acting like a failed retest, fake out failed retest, neckline breakdown, which is potentially an earlier spot for you to exit if you want to. You can already, when it starts to behave like that, take out 50% of your position, and then if it breaks this neckline at 350, the rest of the position. That'd be an earlier exit than 333. But if you're a person who believes in the sentiment and wants to just see this through properly, then you would use the pivot point path for that. And for that, your stop is 333 on SOBR. Over on CRKN, nothing's really happening. No, an entry point on that, it would have to be above VWAP, and then it need to break the pivot that's above VWAP, 41 cents. 41 cents. If you can't get up and over 41 cents, wouldn't be interested. And even if it does, I'd like to see it kind of like round out and then back test and then make a higher high and then round out and then get in. IMUX is starting to curve back up and retake VWAP right now. IMUX. Dondrell, there you are. Hey, Dondrell, what happened during class? You were in there and then you disappeared. I wanted to ask you. I wondered if like maybe the class topics was just not your cup of tea or something, or if you just had to go. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, see, I need to know that kind of feedback so that I can make sure I keep it a nice mix so that everybody gets value out of there. That's exactly what I was curious about. Okay, Dondrell. So, yeah, in the next class, it'll be pretty good. It'll be applicable to all, I believe. Advanced pivot point path. And what did I put there? Let's see. The 50 EMA and the importance of profit targets. Good for everybody. All right. Okay, so as IMUX tries to retake VWAP here, we're going to need to see it break this pivot above VWAP 560 in order for it to get hot again. Woohoo on what? IMUX? The market has found some low right now. Let's go take a look at that. PayPal did make a lower low and has not claimed VWAP at all. So that short looks good. Let's go look at the market. Okay, the market putting in a very soft pullback, hard drop, soft pullback. That'd be a downtrend. And we are now coming back to the lows of the day. Press down further, likely. It is on light volume. So a lot of the movement today is on light volume. Market. Light projected end of day volume. Average. Average. I know it certainly isn't a panic. Could get that way though. And what are you trading today, Dondrell? Anything? You got your hands on anything? ExxonMobil again? All right, cool. Yeah, there certainly is a lot of volatility and movement and direction in energy and in oil. Good. Now you say you don't want to trade futures, but you could get right into oil and be trading oil. Guess you just don't want to change a good thing. I see you could get that oil move a little bit more liquid even. Right. Definitely to each their own for sure. I would say that there's a little bit of a head and shoulders thing getting put in on ExxonMobil there. Oh yeah, the 10 a.m. reversal is a real thing for sure. But it can occur at 9:50, 9:55, 10, 10:05, 10:10, 10:15, and sometimes even 10:20. So, if you're looking for some kind of a magic bullet, holy grail, that just doesn't exist. Have to learn to trade. All right, later, Chris. Have a great trip. Chris is out, flying out to Vegas. The market is starting to do the devil's hand. Down a little bit there. Devil's hand on a larger time frame, 5 minute. Is. If RJ's here, he knows what I'm talking about. He's not here. Anyway, the Atlas pattern. Why does the 10 a.m. reversal happen? Oh, we just broke new lows on the market. All right, the vulnerability is playing out. And PayPal is getting pushed down along with it. Now at 85.70. Started at about 88. Somebody raised their hand. Oh, Justin. You have a question, Justin? Still up 6R on PayPal. Yeah, you're gonna do good, I think. Just let it go. Keep your stop loss where you said. I think that's a fine spot. 87. You either get it or you come back and it's still in a great position. Either you don't or you come back later and it's fine. You know, those are the two choices, binary. Because if you can, get set up with some profit padding here, this could be a short that you could hold for a month. Red bread, yes. And there we go, a bit of stronger drop on the market. And the Qs have broken like 52-week lows, all year lows. So this is new uncharted territory on the Qs. Fresh blood. What do you want to know about coin? Somebody says there, can they please check out coin? Okay, what do you want to know about it? Why is it showing strength? I mean, you're sort of asking me about coin now. You asked me to take a look at it. But and it's showing strength. I don't know why it's showing strength. You could check out stock. What is it called? Stock twits. Over to coin, see what people are saying. I don't in particular think that it's showing very much strength. It does have a nice overall higher low thing going on for it, but it sure has a lot more weakness in the larger scheme of things than strength. So, you know, I'd be very concerned if you were holding some of that long. Not a good spot to be in. Okay, that last push down on the market was pretty short lived and shorter than the other down pushes. 1, 2, 3. So that could have been the bottom for a while now, around 11,000 on NASDAQ. And on the Qs, that was 266.71. S&P 500 didn't make a new low, and neither did the Dow. So only the Qs, only the growth market did that. Oh, it looks like SOBR has completely crapped out. Broke VWAP. And it broke that 333 exit. There it is right now at 333. But that fake out neckline breakdown did occur about 10 minutes ago at 350-ish. So that would have been the risk off point if you didn't want to hold it all day. Well, considering the S&P 500 and the Dow both did not drop as hard as the Qs, I think this is a bit of a overreaction on the Qs. I trade from Central Time Zone, but I kind of think in the East Coast Time Zone, which gets really weird with my wife because I'm like, we got to pick up the kids, and she's like, that's not for an hour. I'm like, oh shit, right. But in New York we would have to. She's like, we're not in New York. Justin says, I raised my hand, but about funding an account at Ninja. I have some money floating in there, but only 500. Coin price. Yeah. So, Justin, did you arrive late? Did you hear what we were talking about earlier about Tradeovate and Ninja Trader? And there's a new low on the Qs. He was really bleeding out, and SPY following. Let's see what he wanted me to check out coin for. You have puts on coin. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you're like, why is it showing strength? Well, just because you have puts in them doesn't mean it can't have moments of strength. But have a plan. Make sure you know where you're going to get out if it's not doing what you need it to do. Okay, yeah. Florida time. That's right. Ford is falling hard now. Okay, well, those who are in Ford, make sure you exit. Still take a look at that. Oh yeah, woof! What a gap down open. It actually showed a lot of relative strength on Friday, but all that's been wiped out now. And that is why if you have any positions on the market, especially in this kind of a market, you want to make sure you hedge up at the end of the day. Then you don't lose any of that money. You need more lava lamp? I need more lava lamps. You can buy me one with your face in it going up and down. That's funny. There's a little bit of an illusion there too, because it looks like a whole row of lava lamps, but I've got them situated so that some of them reflect and create another lava lamp. So if you look at look down, actually not a lava lamp right there. Kind of looks like there is one though, and also over here, lava lamp trickery. What do you want to know about Shopify? Somebody asked about Shopify. Trippy. All right, IMUX sort of back bounced through VWAP. It's not quite where we wanted it yet, I don't think. No. It really needs to break out of 560 level. It's getting close. It's at 548. If it breaks 560 IMUX, that could be the start of a momentum trading session. But if you want to wait and get in on a retest, that's fine too. So I think there will be, because it's going to have to resist a little at the highs. It's not going to just take off. So I think what will happen is you can just watch it break 560. It'll move all the way up to 570, 575. Might even break new highs at that point, and then pull back to like 560, 555, and then start curving up again. That's where you can get in. Mike says switch to Nvidia short, dead as a doornail. Meaning it's a good short, or what do you mean by that? Oh boy, Nvidia, really, really beautiful short. Yeah. NVIDIA is down, what, almost 6 points now, 5 points now. And just straight down, no relief. Ooh, that's a beauty. For a short. The market breaking down further. The S&P 500, well, SPY still has about 4 points to go before it breaks all-time lows, all year lows. Okay, IMUX is making that move, getting close to 560. Got an alert on AEHR. Let me take a quick look at that. AEHR certainly moving up very swiftly right now for the last 3 minutes. It's at 1780, 1760. It came from 1660, so it's up a buck in just a couple of minutes there. Been happening over on AEHR. Dollar of risk to get in. The market bouncing off of the bottom a little here. Oil curving down, so ExxonMobil ought to be breaking down right now, Don Drill. If only Chris. Oh, Chris is still here. PayPal's down, hitting at 84.44. I don't know why he sold half, but every trader's got their style. That's fine. It's good to take some profits. It's good to take some profits. He said his risk was higher than usual. Took a little bit of a larger position on that. So that's fine. Carve it down to a more manageable position size. And now, yeah, hold through it. I mean, the way the pivot points are on PayPal right now, the stop's still at like 86.50. Might as well keep it at 87. Holidays are like watching paint dry. No, we've got movement here. It's slow, but we've got direction going on. You know, some members making money on Nvidia, others on ExxonMobil. Let's go take a look at Exxon, by the way. Things are really moving on oil right now to the downside. Yeah, there goes Exxon. And we got something shaping up on IMUX. AEHR maybe is going to do something. Like it failed to go any higher and pulled back. And then the markets themselves, you could be trading that. Bit of structure. Novavax might get some attention shortly. Day trade. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're trading a higher time frame, definitely moving very slow, but it is moving. It's making progress. Somebody asked about, I don't know, Shopify. Oh, I guess he's not here anymore. Shopify. Okay. SPY is at 361. Year low is at 357. So we're 4 points away on SPY, and the Qs are already in new uncharted territory. Fresh blood. Okay, IMUX looking good for 560 break. Coming up on it now. It'd be possible to get in now on IMUX preemptively as a cheat with a risk to stop at about 515. So that's about 40 cents of risk for a preemptive entry. Lower probability because it didn't break, but if you wanted the cheat entry, the potential is really good. Here we go, 560 starting to touch. Pulled back quickly after touching 560. See what's up with Tesla. Tesla's dojiing today. Doesn't want to follow the market today. I guess it already got extended the last few days, and it's resting today. NVIDIA, however, has broken new year lows and is having a strong sell-off day. I don't know if IMUX has the volume. Can somebody give me what's the short float on that? I mean, not the short float, the shares float. How many? On IMUX. Oh, wheat is looking good again for a swing? Oh, I definitely would be interested in that. I'm going to take a look at that in just a second here. Once I get information on IMUX from somebody who can help. I want to know the last reported float. Yeah, wheat's been coming off of the bottom, and today's one of the stronger days for wheat. Like that entry. Alerted in the futures channel. Anybody got the float? 30 million, Mark says. 30 million float on IMUX, and it's been trading so far 15 million shares. It's kind of okay, somewhat healthy, a little bit low volume, and a little bit high float. Be nice if it had like a 20 million float, 15 million float, and maybe this amount of volume. All right, I put a little wheat alert there in the futures channel. That's not for a day trade, though. That's a swing trade. And you can get the wheat ETF, too. That is true. I'll put that in the other alert channel. Well, I don't know specifically what's going on with the preferred shares of MMAT. You know, you might want to research that. All right, guys. Things are moving slow, so let's all move into the group and keep trading this market. Hopefully, you've been set on the right track this morning by the live stream, and everything's going smoothly for you. Alert. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Catch you in the group.